Another certified hood classic? Now let's get it.
Wintertime, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school. Winter one hell of a kid. I am smoking gas, jogging mid. I'm lit. What you doing? I done did. I swear. Slick talking since a jit. I know that this what they want. Facts. Run up some money, I'm gone.
Okay, what's up, motherfuckers? So I feel like I have to, I want to make this video and I have to. And that's also, I got a video coming up of what I think that ruined the Saints Row franchise and what ruined the Saints Row franchise. But in this video, I feel like this is a very good discussion because I feel like it needs to be said. And I feel like that, I don't see a lot of people talking about this type of situation when it comes to Saints Row. And them not really, they're really like having an identity crisis because Saints Row had an identity, Like I said, I'm not going to be doing too many Saints Row videos like before. I'm going to bring back the gameplays and shit. I'm recording all that shit, but for now, to hold you guys, I might drop gameplay videos later on today's. It's either going to be Sleeping Dogs or San Andreas. Y'all voted on the poll. San Andreas won the poll, winning the poll, so I got y'all. But yeah, so let's talk about some Saints fucking Row, So yeah, man, Saints Row suffers from a fucking identity crisis, in my opinion, It suffers for one because guess what? They had their identity when it came to 1 and 2. People like, okay, let's take it back to the beginning. Saints Row, the first one, it came out in 2006. Yes, when we first seen the trailer of Saints Row, well, most people that who didn't really know much about Saints Row and just finally getting their new eyes on this new open world sandbox that's going to be coming to the Xbox 360 exclusively. That's why I kind of feel bad. A lot of people really didn't get to touch Saints Row because it was an Xbox exclusive. You had to have an Xbox to be able to play this fucking game, So it came out exclusively for the Xbox 360. And people were like, wow, this looks fucking cool. But guess what? You had some people in the back of their mind saying, oh, wow, is this a GTA clone? This is another GTA. And like I said, when it comes to Saints Row, it was never a motherfucking GTA clone. It already had their identity with 1 and 2. Yes. I can say the closest comparisons you can make with Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto is San Andreas because I can say the gang element. But regardless, even those two were their two separate games. GTA always was never based around the gang element of the game. Saints Row was strictly based off the gang warfare, the gang activity. You know what I'm saying? It was always based over there in taking territory. You know what I'm saying? Being the top gang in the city. You feel me? It was a fight for territory. Grand Theft Auto was really always their different type. They always had different type of stories and different type of elements when it came to their games. It wasn't focused and solely based on gang activity and taking up territory. Like I said, the closest thing you can say is with San Andreas, but even San Andreas, it wasn't really all about that. Take it back to 2006, we seen this game. A lot of people, first thought, yes, a GTA clone. But like I said, San Andreas was always their separate type of game. They already had their identity with 1 and 2. They had their base. They had their story. They had their plot. They had their unique and interesting characters that you got invested in, And like I said, it started off with you, as the player. Getting, like being like in the middle of this gang warfare, being in the middle of this gang activity in this fucking Armageddon, motherfucker. And you meet Julius Little. He recruits you to the Saints. And that's when you go and you meet Troy, you know what I'm saying? Cause you see niggas, you meet Johnny Gat, you meet Dex, you meet Lynn, you meet all these people, you meet the type of gang, the Vice Kings, the Los Canales, the West Side Rollers and all shit like that, and the side characters and your homies. You meet a lot of these things, It was against territory. Niggas wanted to get that respect and niggas wanted to take over the territory, simple as that. You had deep in elements in the stories and you had deep and interesting characters when it came to Saints Row. It was a very gang heavy, and I can say for a fact, gangster, type of stirring type of game. The first Saints Row right there, in general, solidified their identity. Saints Row already had their identity when they first came out with this game. And yes, people could say, yes, y'all want a gang-related game, y'all want this, but guess what, it's a different time. I can say, okay, well, I can say the same thing about Red Dead Redemption 2. you know, who that was based around a Western type of aspect. We wasn't born, we wasn't around that time, and that game was still one of the hottest games on the market, and it still works. We're not saying they had to go back to the 90s type of fucking hood shit. It's something that's modern day gangsters, nigga. It's gangsters right now in this fucking world, nigga. It's modern day gangsters. We ain't have to go all the way back to a fucking time machine, like I said. But I digress. It was mostly about overall, like I said, it started from 2006. The Saints Row had their identity in place right there. Like I said, it's like girl having ass and titties when it came to GTA and San Andreas. You can eat it, hey, they're both good shit. It's just which one you prefer. Saints Row was never a GTA motherfucking clone. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever, ever, ever. Like I said, it already had their base identity. You go up to Saints Row 2. It was a better game overall. Saints Row 2, hands down, is the best Saints Row of this entire franchise. Hands down, the best in the entire franchise. Like I said, you still had those likable characters. You still had that deep, I wouldn't say that it was a deep story, but you had a cool and interesting semi-deep story that you could get invested in with the characters. Like I said, when Carlos died, we only knew Carlos for a couple missions, etc. And he helped break us out of jail. When he died, my nigga, we felt that fucking shit. And it felt so satisfying getting revenge for him. It felt so satisfying getting revenge for Aisha. It felt satisfying. You had a lot of things to be told. And like I said, when you come from Central Run and go all the way to Saints Row fucking 3, when there was a lot of plot holes, they just completely abandoned the plot of Saints Row. They completely abandoned the identity of Saints Row and completely just try to bring this whole different identity. Because guess what? They suffer from an identity crisis. Because guess what? They got so butthurt and so fucking pissed. I'm gonna say pissed, but they got so butthurt and pressed over GTA fanboys calling Saints Row a fucking GTA clone, motherfucker, that they completely shifted gears to something different. And like I said, you just don't do that with a franchise, in my opinion. Like I said, this is like GTA turning into a fucking battle royale game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just like fucking Taken, or a fucking fighting game like Street Fighter turn into a fucking GTA turn into a fucking GTA fucking first person shooter, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't take the base of a game that got popular and based off the gang elements that got popular and based off that type of fucking serious. You just don't take a franchise like that and completely shift it into a different direction. Like I said, I know Saints Row 3 is one of their most popular games. It did sell a lot because, like I said, I'm saying once again, the only reason Saints Row 3 sold more than Saints Row 2 because of the marketing. It had loads of fucking marketing. I think you even had a fucking porn star doing cameos for this fucking game. I forgot what the fuck her name is, you know. And I think she did some voices in Saints Row 3, Saints Row 2. It had loads of marketing. Saints Row 2 didn't really have much of marketing going for it, you know, at the time. It had a couple trailers and shit like that, but that was about it. Maybe a little bit of cameo, but not really a lot. When it came to Saints Row the Third, it had loads of fucking marketing. And of course the game sold well. But like I said, when it came to the franchise itself, it was very bad for the franchise itself. Saints Row the Third. Then we get to Saints Row the 4. Now we are president fighting devils and shit like God in Hell. Dex and Troy stories are bad, and it had so many opportunities and things to build off, to tell their stories, to finish their stories, to go a whole different, better direction with the series after Saints Row 2. But you could have still kept that heavy gang element, but no, they completely abandoned the identity of what people got into Saints Row for. People got into Saints Row for that shit, for the gangs. They got in there for the warfare. They got in there for the cool, interesting characters, and etc. And a cool gameplay, because I always had good, satisfying gameplay. Saints Row gameplay was always good in my opinion. It's my opinion. It was always good. I never really had a problem with the Saints Row gameplay. Yeah, maybe Saints Row 1 was a little clunky. Saints Row 2 maybe had some little clunks to it, but regardless, it was still a good gameplay in my opinion. You know? But like I said, there was so many things they could have done to expand on this franchise after 1 and 2. So many things they could have done. So many stories they could have continued going into Saints Row the Third. But no, they completely abandoned that type. Like they abandoned what made them. You know, and that's my problem with the Saints Row franchise now, because that's my problem with Volition. They completely abandoned their identity just because niggas called them a GTA clone. You know, even though they was never a GTA clone. Then you go to Saints Row 4. That's so worse Literally, it was a game. I'm sorry, that game was horrible. I'm sorry. Saints Row 4 was fucking terrible, my nigga. I'm sorry, my nigga. They could, like, aliens. The game got so fucking stupid. Saints Row 3 was the start of the dumb shit. Saints Row the third was the start of the downfall with dildos. Like I said, I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I always say it was a fun game. But that shit started going like fucking special ed, nigga. That shit started going fucking retarded. I don't know what the fuck these niggas were smoking. Like Evolution. I don't know what crack these niggas were smoking, my nigga. But they were sniffing angel dust. They were sniffing that line. And these niggas just started coming up with shit. And they completely abandoned their base core game. And completely shifted into a whole different direction for no fucking reason. I don't fucking understand it to this fucking thing. I do understand why they did it, because that's what, like I said, niggas was calling them a GTA fucking clone. But regardless, you just don't completely abandon your base franchise formula. What made you fucking popular? And completely shifted to some other ridiculous shit. Like I said, this is why I said it started getting more ridiculous after Central the Third. And the crazy part is, the Saints Row franchise was unique in itself for 1 and 2. There wasn't no other game that was doing it like Saints Row. That's why Saints Row honestly standing out. It was a different type of game. It wasn't no game on the market that was really heavily focused on that type of shit that Saints Row was pushing at the time. And the type of franchise that came out with Saints Row and type of gang activity and etc. It was a heavily gang related focused type of game. And there wasn't a lot of games that was really heavily focused on that. And that's why Saints Row had their base identity. They had their identity. They had that shit. They had the motherfucking spoon in the fucking pudding, nigga. They had it. And all they had to do was continue to build on it. They could have did so much to build off Saints Row 1 and 2, bro. Going into Saints Row 3 and 4. They could have continued to build off the base, their true identity of what fucking made them. But no, you fucking take that shit, you go to the fucking reboot, you put in college dweebs, you put in the fucking fruit lords and faggots in the fucking game. You put niggas with characters that really nobody gonna care about these characters, I'm sorry. But you don't even know what the fuck they think of these characters. Kevin got a shirt on off for no reason and some other shit. You know, they just regular guys. They're regular fucking dudes. The people in the people in the fucking volition, they put themselves in the game. We all know that. They put their boring ass life in the game, okay? We play games because we escape reality. Once again, we don't play games because we want to relate to these motherfuckers. Why the fuck we want to relate to Johnny Gat? Why would we want to relate to any of those guys that were stone cold killers, badass motherfuckers, doing all kinds of fucking crime, nigga? I guess just because I can't pay off my college loans, I'm gonna go and get into crime then. Whatever, nigga. It's such lame fucking shit. And in my opinion, it's lazy. People might not say that's lazy. I say that's lazy, my nigga. Lazy to try not to write a deep and cool story that you don't supposed to relate to. It's so lazy to try to escape the identity of what fucking made you. You know, and I just see that. I see that with Volition. And it's crazy. They coming up with excuses saying like, the over the top edgy humor in Saints Row 3, 2, and 1, and even in 4, whatever, the over the top edginess. That was in this time. That was good in that time frame. Nowadays, we're pussy, we're scary, we're gonna fucking cater to a bunch of niggas not even gonna buy their game, and we're gonna fucking sensitize everything. We're gonna pussify everything, and we're gonna fucking get rid of the edgy store names. We're gonna get rid of names like freckle bitches and change it to FBs and get rid of rim jobs and all kinds of cool, funny names. You know what I'm saying? That was cool fucking, cool and funny shit. We're gonna get rid of the cool, funny shit. And we're gonna implement garbage woke shit. That's all I see from this current game nowadays. Like I said, yes, from the trailer, first impressions are important. I can say for a fact, yeah, the marketing of the Central reboot is fucking garbage. I can admit. But like I said, trailers and first impressions are very important. Trailers are very important. Like I said, so far what we've seen from the trailer, it's not rocking with us, and it's not gonna change my opinion. It's not rocking with me either. I'm still so far not buying the fucking game. I don't give a fuck about it. I continue to play Saints Row 1 and 2. Fine by me. You feel me? If this game fucking flops, even though I know it's gonna flop, it could be the end of them. It is what it is for me. But like I said, bro, Saints Row, they had their identity, bro. They had that formula for Saints Row 1 and 2. They had it. There was no other game that was doing it like Saints Row, and they completely fucked that shit the fuck up, bro. It's just crazy. And like I said, I really started falling out like off with the franchise doing Central to Third. Yes, I played Central to Third. I tried out Central 4, but after a while, I did not play those games all the way through. I played those games for like for a couple days and I dropped them. I'm sorry, like I just could not get into this type of quote unquote Saints Row. It just wasn't Saints Row to me. It's just not what I got into the. I didn't get into the Saints Row franchise to have to be a fucking superhero or have fucking superpower fight fucking aliens and shit. Fucking beat niggas with dildos. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie, it's funny, but I didn't get into the franchise for that garbage. Maybe some people liked it and love it. That's cool and all. If you got into the Saints Row franchise with on 3 alone, cool, whatever, cool. But me personally, bro, no, it just wasn't my type of game. It's just not what I got. It's not what I fell in love with the franchise over for. That's not what I enjoyed the franchise for. I enjoyed it over, the street gang type of mentality that the original Saints Row brought. The true identity of Saints Row. And after those 2 titles of Saints Row 1 and 2, I don't know what happened. It's just crazy. Niggas start like they doing too much. They just started doing too much. They started doing the game was all over the place. I'm sorry, Central 3 and 4 was all over the place, bro. And it's just crazy. It's all over the fucking place. The stories all over the fucking place. The characters all over the fucking place. The plot all over the fucking place. Yeah, gameplay was good. But that's about it. Other than everything else was fucking abysmal. Like, and from a franchise type of point of view, it was fucking abysmal. So many plot holes. So many lost opportunity they could have done to build on a Saints Row franchise. And it went to shit. It went to shit, nigga. Like a fucking fat ass shit turd, nigga. Went in the fucking toilet and it flushed itself, nigga. Like that shit turd from South Park, nigga. This shit crazy. Like, etc. Like, I understand going from a street gang to like an organization. Nothing's wrong with that. But I feel like it could have been done better in Central to Third, and they could have still kept that heavy gang elements in general. They could have been like a kingpin or some shit. They could have been something like that. But no, it completely went off the rails. Like I said, Dex just disappeared. They just did not he didn't come back up on no fucking like since Central 4 and he got out of hell. Like, it's just a lot of stupid shit that came with Central 3rd and a lot of plot holes and just completely totally shifted. Like, I don't know how the fuck you shift like that. How the fuck you shift a franchise like that? It just completely just changed its whole identity. It's something completely different. Saints Row stopped being Saints Row after Saints Row 2, in my opinion. Then you came on with Saints Row 4 with Zinyak fighting fucking aliens, superpowers, this fucking MCU villain Marvel bullshit. Like, nigga, what the fuck am I playing? Like, I swear to God, like I said, for new players, okay, if you started off with Saints Row 4 and 3, cool, fine. But like I said, I recommend you guys to go back and play 1 and 2. And y'all can see what we fucking mean, bruh. Those games are timeless. And like I said, when it comes to the start of those games, bro, was set the fucking path for the Saints Row franchise to completely be abandoned. That type of fucking vibe and element to be completely abandoned from Saints Row 2. It abandons the whole plot, abandons the whole identity, abandons their whole. They abandoned the damn character identities, my nigga. Like, bro, what the fuck happened to Shandi? Like, dude, her whole character is totally different after Saints Row 2. Like, what the fuck is they made her more boring? Like, yeah, she's still hot, but regardless, like, they completely just fucked up her character. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of characters just fucked up. Like, it's just a lot of shit, in my opinion, that completely just helped ruin the fucking franchise. Because that's another video. This video is about the identity. Now, they truly don't have an identity. And when you look at this reboot, now they're trying to, say that there are 4 kids, 4 fucking motherfuckers get into crime to pay off college loans. We should relate to these type of characters in the Saints Row reboot. We should want to invite these things into our living room. They're censoring freckle bitches and turning to FBs. They change rim jobs to gym robs. You can just see the censorship to fit with modern society. Modern society nowadays is fucking pussified as fuck. I don't know why that's career suicide. I don't understand why would anybody in this world want to fucking lower themselves to modern standards, because modern standards is fucking trash. Modern society standards is fucking garbage. Modern society standards is so fucking woke and pussified. And like the people they're trying to cater to is not even gonna buy their fucking game. And that's what I'm keep fucking telling these fucking people. Guess what? You go woke, you go broke. They do whatever they fuck they want to do, right? Because guess what? To this day, when we for this fucking reboot, all we want to do is go back to the fucking base form of the base form of what made the game great, and that was the gang warfare. That was the street gang type of vibe. That's what we wanted from the Saints Row reboot. And no, they completely did a whole fucking 720-380 on my ass, snipe some fucking bullshit, and trying to call this game a Saints Row game. I don't fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, right? But hey, these all have to say, man, they just suffer from an identity crisis, and now they truly don't have an identity. Saints Row to this day still don't have an identity. They had an identity with Saints Row 1 and 2. After that, I don't know what happened. To me, the downfall of Saints Row started with Saints Row the Third, and now it just continue to go down the fucking drain. And now this new Saints Row reboot, we was hoping that this was gonna bring Saints Row back. This was gonna bring the motherfucking back. Dig they bitch ass out the motherfucking grave, nigga. Yeah, sir. We was hoping that was gonna happen, but no. So far as we've seen from this fucking reboot, yeah, it ain't it. You know. So hey, it is what it is, bro. Like I said, man, it's just sad to see. The Saints Row franchise to me is will never go back to where it started from. It will never go back to its roots, its true roots, as we know it. A lot of stories will never be told. They already killed off Ruined Dex, so I guess they killed him and got out of hell. And it's just dumb shit. We don't know what happened with Troy. We still no stories with that. There's just a lot of fucking plot holes that they had so much potential for Saints Row 3. You know, they could have did a whole 360 and continue to build off those characters and stories and continue to build off the type of vibe and elements that gave off Saints Row vibes, that gave off Saints Row. But no, they completely turned it around in Saints Row the Third, making them with these celebrities taking pictures in fucking bank robberies and shit. This retardation, you know, and just like I said, we're not even gonna speak on Saints Row 4. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, it is what it is, man. They suffer from my identity crisis, bro. I'm out. You feel me? But yeah,